The ANC in the Free State is yet to convene its provincial elective conference. That conference was, by the way, expected to sit this past weekend after numerous delays already. The party, which remains deeply divided in the Free State, has attributed the delays to technical issues, but it's also been unable to reach the threshold through branch general meetings. Officials in the Free State are now hoping the event will be able to convene by the end of November. Mbali Thethani is tracking this story. With me now on set, Mbali. Will it actually ever happen, this conference? Because there have been 3 postponements already.
That's certainly right, Miguel. I mean, we've seen delays after delays, and yet again another delay. Of course, we know that at the weekend we're expected to see that conference get underway, but we know that they were not able to meet their threshold in terms of having these branch general meetings. And of course, those general meetings have been marred by, a number of dissatisfaction coming out from members of the Free State. Of course, speaking a bit earlier on, trying to get a bit of insight in terms of what is the situation. Miguel, we know that the IPC in the Free State yesterday, they held a meeting. Of course, Mbali Thethani, speaking to him a bit earlier on, telling us in terms of the progress that they've reached. We know that they were sitting at 23% in terms of those branch general meetings just last week. He says that there has been progress. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
We were quite satisfied with the work, but it is promising. Because at some stage last week, this time, we were sitting at 23%, but we are now at 44%, and there is that energy now in the structures of the movement, especially in the province, that are demonstrating the urgency of participating in the life of the organization. Of course, we were, as an organization, when we started, we were under no illusion that it's going to be an easy job, especially because there has been a paralysis for over 2 decades in the structures of the movement.
Let's go back, Mbali, for a moment to these technical problems that the Free State is also blaming for the inability to convene the provincial conference. Some of them, we're told, have to do with verifying branch delegates. Am I right? That's
certainly right, Miguel. Of course, we have seen this specifically when it comes to the Free State and, of course, with other provinces as well. But we know that largely the Free State province has attributed these problems to, those scanners that the ANC is now using. We know that they are using a new system to verify, of course, their delegates. But at the same time, we know that for quite some time now that province has found itself heavily divided, Temigile. We know that we know that they continue to even go to court. We know that just earlier this year, some members even took the IPC to court, saying that, of course, their time has lapsed in office. But at the same time, Temigile, also speaking to Mbali Thethani, who is the convener there in the Free State, he now says that the ability of them to go to these BGMs, they actually found that some members did not want these BGMs to correct, so they opted to even sit outside during those meetings. So, of course, that gave them the inability to process those branch general meetings. Let's take a listen to what he had to say about the problems that they have encountered as the Free State.
Right.
We had a situation in the province where some of the people went out claiming that we were not prepared to go to conferences. Contrary to that view, we have demonstrated that we are ready. We would want to build the organization and make sure that we've got structures of the ANC that are functioning. And that would help the ANC, especially looking at 2024. And it was these people that made sure that some of the meetings were not correct. You would have members who would sit outside of the venue of the BBGMs and would turn people back because they do not want these meetings to take place. But we have since engaged and continue to engage members of the ANC to look at the bigger picture and to really move away from being selfish, self-centered, but looking at the interest of the organization, especially in helping the ANC to work on what it had promised to do in terms of its mission.
Mbali, thank you very much for that update on the readiness of the Free State ANC to hold a provincial elective conference. By the way, just on the Free State ANC, an interesting fact, if you don't know, they've actually, as a province, not been able to participate in voting for new leaders at ANC conferences in the last 10 years.